You're listening to the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, August 29th, 2018. I'm Rohan, and this is your NXT report. If you're listening to this, thanks very much for downloading this. Thanks very much for listening. If you're listening to this on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating because that's what we deserve. If you're watching this on YouTube, give us a like. If you like this video, give us a big old thumbs up. If you think it sucks a big bag of dongs, give us an old thumbs down. Kathy Kelly opens the show standing outside Regal's office where he says that he is about to start the investigation as to who attacked Aleister Black. Then the camera just sits there and the two of them are just staring at each other like statues for 5 seconds. And this attack happened 2 weeks ago. So why is Regal only starting the investigation now? The announcers called the Aleister Black attack the biggest mystery of the summer. It's such a mystery. We don't know what happened. We go to the inside of the arena where Johnny Gargano hobbles out on a crutch. He slowly creeps his way down to the ring. There's dueling chants of Johnny wrestling and Psycho Killer. And Johnny starts talking. He says, "You guys have always had my back, but I don't deserve it. I've made a lot of mistakes. I failed you guys by not winning in Brooklyn." And some of the crowd starts to agree with him. "I don't know where I go from here. I lost more than this match. I lost myself. I've done a lot of stupid things lately, and I don't know how to make things right. Everything I've been through, I don't know what's left. In Brooklyn, I became Tommaso Ciampa. He's in my head. I don't know how to feel. I don't know what you guys want from me. I gotta be better for you. I gotta be better for Candice, but I don't know how to do it." Commissioner Regal comes out. I love how even though he's still the commissioner, Regal still wipes his dress shoes on the apron before entering the ring. Regal says that before Aleister Black burns this whole place to the ground, "I need to ask you, Johnny, were you the one that attacked Aleister?" Johnny says, "You've known me for a long time, you tell me." So Regal asks him again, and Johnny says, "Look into my eyes, you'll know the answer." So he never does give a definitive yes or no. At this point, Velveteen Dream comes out, and Dream says that we're sick of hearing the same old story. Tonight it's not about you, tonight it's about the experience that stole Brooklyn. Tonight should be about the trending topic of TakeOver Brooklyn. It should be about Velveteen Dream, not Johnny Failure. So Johnny tosses the crutch at Dream. Regal sends Gargano to the dressing room. He sends Dream to Regal's principal's office to get scolded later on. And Regal signs them to a one-on-one match for next week. Like I said, nice passion for Johnny. The crowd is starting to slowly split. We get a shot of Undisputed Era preparing for their tag match coming up. Adam Cole is just pacing back and forth. Fish and Roderick Strong are talking. And O'Reilly is tuning his belt. That's awesome. First match of this episode, we have Dakota Kai taking on Aaliyah. I think Aaliyah is my new favorite NXT female competitor, and it's not just because she's Canadian. I think she's just absolutely cute as a button. Nigel claims Aaliyah's ring gear was designed by Versace, so I'm decided that I'm going to believe that. Percy says that Aaliyah comes from a family of money, a family of wealth. She had servants and maids taking care of her, but her family has cut off her allowance. Apparently Dakota, like anybody else who ever has kicked in a ring, has educated feet. And I was looking on Twitter, and somebody asked, so why does everybody have educated feet? And Dave Meltzer replied saying that everyone's feet are tested prior to being signed just to check their intelligence level. Aaliyah hits a camel clutch. She's rubbing Dakota's face in the ring. Aaliyah hits a Thesz press for a 2. Aaliyah actually took a lot of this match. She locks Dakota in a reverse body scissors. Then they sit on the mat for about 3 straight minutes. Nothing's going on. There's a bit of hair pulling. Dakota runs her backwards into the corner, breaking up the body scissors. We get Dakota with a running Mafia kick and a broski boot in the corner for 2. Aaliyah comes back with a hair takedown. And then Dakota gets the win with what looked like, I guess the best way to explain it is a sunset flip codebreaker to the back of Aaliyah's neck. So she gets the win at 5 minutes and 11 seconds. Now we're back in Principal Regal's office. Velveteen Dream apparently is just finishing up his meeting with Regal and his lawyer. Regal is interviewing potential suspects in the Aleister Black attack. Regal has his Power of the Punch brass knuckles proudly displayed on a little red velvet trophy stand. So if you were watching WWE in 2001, 2002, you'll completely understand that. If you're new to this and you don't know what it's up, go back and watch some Regal around that time. It's some funny stuff. So Velveteen Dream is dismissed by Regal and the lawyer, and the Forgotten Sons, Wesley Blake, Steve Cutler, and the wrestler formerly known as Gunner in TNA were brought in. I had to look online to see who these guys were. I had no recollection of who these three individuals were. They are questioned as, where were you at the night of the attack? And they said they didn't have time to lay out Aleister. So this was apparently good enough for Regal. He's like, all right, moving on. Oh, by the way, you guys are in a tag match next week. Doesn't give any other information other than that. There's an altercation in the hallway. Lars Sullivan attacks EC3. The refs are assisting him as Lars kind of just moseys away. And the ref says, take it easy, EC. That sounds kind of weird to me. We get Regal trying to interrogate Nikki Cross. She was, of course, seen last week on the roof of Full Sail University, so she apparently saw exactly who attacked Aleister, but she's kind of acting, she's acting all nutty and the way that Nikki Cross acts. She won't stop spinning in Regal's chair. She's laughing. She's playing with Regal's phone. She's sprawling all over Regal's desk. He appears to be fine with this. Nikki's saying over and over again that she has a secret because she saw it all. So during this time, Bianca Belair comes into Regal's office complaining that she's been waiting all day. So I'm healthy. I should get a championship opportunity. The scheduled match was supposed to be EC3 versus Raul Mendoza, but Lars Sullivan, of course, took EC3 out, so he comes out to the ring instead. Mendoza looks confused. Sullivan grabs the mic. He's claiming responsibility. Unlike the attack on Aleister, he's making it quite known that he was the one that took out EC3. And Raul Mendoza is in Lars Sullivan territory. So Sullivan comes in, hits a few clotheslines, hits some crossface shots, hits 2 freak accidents, and since I guess this isn't an actual match because the ref just stood there doing nothing, so Morrow claims that Lars had the perfect motive to attack Aleister Black since it was Black that broke his jaw at TakeOver Chicago. I have a feeling that it's not going to be who they're trying to make us think it is. So we get a promo for NXT UK, which is still, no date has been set for that. It's still just coming soon. I think it's really going to be up in the air when this NXT UK show airs, because from the reports that we heard from this past week when NXT UK did their Women's Championship tournament, World of Sport was not too thrilled with the ratings that this show got. So they might sort of be on the bubble as to when they're going to be airing this, or even if they're going to be airing this at this point. They haven't said when the women's tournament is going to be shown at all. So some people have been saying December. Some people have said even that hasn't been verified yet. We got Tommaso Ciampa in the back setting up a video camera, and he sits down with his belt. He says that when he was injured a year ago, he made a promise, and when he came back, he fulfilled it, and now he holds the biggest prize in sports entertainment, the NXT title. It takes a certain kind of man to climb to the mountaintop. It takes another kind of man altogether to build his nest there and call it home. NXT is now his show, and no one will survive what comes next. So, I don't know, is he doing a Thanos gimmick? All it takes is one snap. We get Keith Lee taking on Luke Menzies. Menzies is British. He plays rugby. He's a pretty well put together guy. That's all we know about him. Are those things mutually exclusive? The fact that he's British and he plays rugby. It's like, are you not allowed to be British and not play rugby? We get Keith Lee starts the match by hitting what looks like the biggest Hurricane Rana I think I've ever seen. There's a couple of shots to the body and head by Lee. Menzies comes back with some big clubbering shots. And they're just two big guys just pounding on each other. Lee hits this giant pounce off the ropes, avalanche in the corner, big double chop, and a giant sit-out powerbomb by Lee for the win at 3 minutes and 2 seconds. I think they have to give Lee maybe 1 or 2 more squash matches and then set him up with a program, because I'd really like to see him have a match at the next takeover in November. Might be a good time for them to give Dijak a bit more airtime, build those guys up. There is a history between those two. We got a hype video for the return of Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. They're back in 2 weeks. Next week we'll also see Kairi Sane, as well as the main event of Gargano versus Velveteen Dream. Our main event time, we have the NXT North American Champion Ricochet and the NXT UK Champion Pete Dunne taking on what was originally supposed to be Undisputed Era of Strong and O'Reilly. But Adam Cole comes in. He's taking O'Reilly's spot just so he can get a hold of the man who defeated him at TakeOver. He wants him some Ricochet. Morrow brings up the history of Pete Dunne and Roderick Strong because they teamed last year in the Dusty Classic. They also teamed at TakeOver New Orleans before Strong turned on him and joined the Undisputed Era, leaving his tag partner high and dry. There's some classic Ricochet spots on Roderick to start off. The flying head scissor, etc. Lots of quick movement. Ricochet takes out both Era members. Big clothesline on Cole. There's a blind tag to Strong who hits a big backbreaker. Quick tags back and forth by Undisputed Era. Strong holding Ricochet down with a Cobra Clutch. So they're working over Ricochet for a couple minutes. Hot tag to Pete Dunne. Giant backdrop on Strong. That's one of those moves, just the plain back body drop. You don't even see that very much anymore. It's sort of been taken out of the repertoire of today's WWE workers. And so when someone actually does hit it, the crowd went nuts for this. It's just a great move to start a babyface comeback. Dunne picked up Adam Cole for the X-Plex and landed on Strong. Pete Dunne hit a snap German suplex and a powerbomb on Strong for a 2, broken up by Cole. Dunne hits his patented moonsault to the outside on both Era members. Now, all 3 guys are on the outside. Ricochet goes for his tope, but the Era pulls Dunne into Ricochet's path, so Dunne's wiped out. Era throws Dunne back into the ring. There's a legal tag to Cole. Cole pulls down the knee pad, nails Dunne with a knee to the back of the head, and scores the win at 9 minutes and 48 seconds. Aftermath of this, Undisputed Era takes out Ricochet. War Raiders music hits, and the Undisputed Era bails, and War Raiders and Era have a stare down to set up their confrontation. That's going to end this week's episode. Thanks very much for listening. If you want to hit me up on the Twitter, my Twitter handle is @RowanUnra. That'll be listed in the description. And just want to let everybody know, we're still looking for a permanent co-host for the Angry Marks Rewind show. Hit me up on the Twitter at RowanUnra. Or you can email me at angrymarksrewind@gmail.com. If you like classic old school pro wrestling, if you don't like today's main roster, WWE, we can go back. We can watch some WCW. We can watch some old ECW. We can watch some Crockett. We can watch some World Class. Whatever you want. Let's watch it. Let's talk about it. And let's make fun of it. Also, as everybody knows, this coming weekend, September 1st, Saturday, is All In. However you plan on watching it, be it through Honor Club, be it through the Fight TV app, be it through New Japan World on the delay, however you end up watching it, whatever you do, when you're done watching, come on over to AngryMarks.com because Mike Poulin and I from the Ring of Honor recap, pay-per-view recap show will be on the air live to tape to bring you everything that went down with All In. So we will talk to you then. Until then, thanks a lot. Good night.